What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, we have more details revealed involving the highly anticipated showdown that took place July 29th, Las Vegas, Nevada, T-Mobile Arena. The rematch clause, okay? Between now undefeated 3-division world champion, former junior welterweight undisputed world champion, currently the reigning undisputed welterweight world champion, who is widely acknowledged and recognized as the #1 best pound-for-pound fighter in the world, in Terence Bud Crawford. Terence Bud Crawford is 40 wins, no loss, no draw, 31 big wins by way of knockout. He is 35 going on 36 years of age, September 28th. He is going to face against former unified 3-belt WBA, WBC, IBF welterweight world champion superstar boxer Errol the True Spence Jr. Errol Spence Jr. is now 28 wins, 1 loss, no draws, 22 big wins by way of knockout. He is 33 years of age, 5'8", with 5'9.5" with a 72-inch arm reach. Terence Crawford is 5'8" with a 74-inch arm reach. They fought July 29th, Las Vegas, Nevada, T-Mobile Arena. That saw Errol Spence get absolutely obliterated and dominated in that fight. Shockingly, to many people's surprise, they didn't expect to see that type of performance. But nonetheless, that's the performance that they got. Terence Crawford, I thought, lost the first round. Then he dropped Errol Spence in the second round. I thought Errol Spence came back in the first half of the third round, but in the second half of the third round, he got absolutely dominated. From that point forward, Terence Crawford just obliterated and dominated Errol Spence in rounds 4, 5, 6, and then in the 7th round, he dropped Errol Spence twice. Then he dominated him in the 8th and then stopped him in the 9th. Well, the contract stated that the loser of the fight had 30 working business days to petition for the rematch clause, and the winner had to oblige, okay, was contractually obligated to oblige. Now, we know that after the fight, Errol Spence, he stated that he wanted the rematch to take place at 154 junior middleweight, and that he wanted the rematch also to take place in December. Now we know why Errol Spence, because of these new details that have been revealed, why Errol Spence said, I want the rematch 154 in December. Because they have a time frame on the rematch. Okay, not only did they have 30 days, the loser, but they also had to have the rematch in a certain time frame, which that time frame is December or January, or they would have to renegotiate when the rematch was. So the networks, Showtime President of Sports Steven Espinosa, stated that he didn't think that the fight was going to happen, the rematch was going to happen until late 2024, at best early 2024. Well, now it's looking like they have to have it by December, possibly the latest January, okay, due to the contract, the wording in the contract. That's why Errol Spence, after the fight, said, hopefully we have the rematch at 154 in January. In December. And that's why, because they have a deadline for the rematch. Not just for Errol Spence to activate the rematch clause, but they actually have a deadline for the rematch to take place, okay? And that date is December or January. They wanted that time frame. And I believe that it's time sensitive to Terence Crawford, who is 36 years of age. It's also time sensitive to Errol Spence, who's 33 and not planning on fighting late into his 30s or in his 40s. Terence Crawford uttered the same sentiment. So both guys had this time frame in mind that they wanted to have this rematch by a certain time, by the end of the year. Okay, the rematch had to take place by the end of the year. And so December, January, as you know, as late as it can take place. And this is for the networks involved as well, because especially after they saw what they saw, and it did 600 to 700,000 pay-per-views. It's the sixth highest gate with over $21 million at the gate. And this pay-per-view was successful. Both guys was guaranteed $25 million after all is said and done. But it's a hard sell to the casual public to pay big money for the rematch. And so, not to slight the fighters, but they want to settle it. And if it's a competitive fight and Errol Spence wins, well, then they have big money in the trilogy. But if Terence Crawford wins again, right, all is settled, and then they move on with their careers. So with that said, right, that's why it's such a quick turnaround. But Steven Espinosa, he made it abundantly clear that after you in such a tough fight like he was in, it shouldn't be happening until late 2024, which means Steven Espinosa, Showtime, wants this fight to take place at a later date, the rematch, if at all. Remember, Steven Espinosa said late 2024, early 2024 at best, if it even happens, because they're not sure that they're going to get a return for their investment, the money that they're going to have to invest in Terence Crawford and Errol Spence moving forward. So this is something that Terence Crawford and Errol Spence both wanted in the contract, apparently, for this fight, the rematch, for things not to drag out. And they have a deadline, December or January, for the rematch. Now, Errol Spence took a brutal beating in this first fight. He's suspended by the Las Vegas, Nevada Boxing Commission until September 28th. He can't resume boxing activity in the state of Las Vegas until after September 28th. Now, I'm sure he can participate in boxing activities in his home in Dallas, Texas, and nobody's going to know what's taking place, right, if he's training or not. But he can't resume boxing activities. He's suspended from boxing activities in the state of Las Vegas. More than likely, this rematch is going to take place in Las Vegas. So for Errol Spence, I think that me personally, I would have negotiated to attempt to have the fight move back, to a later time and see what you can do. See what they come up with. Terence Crawford is not in the business of trying to pull a rug from underneath Errol Spence's feet. He's respectful of Errol Spence. He's respectful of their fight, of their relationship, and he's respectful of the fact that Errol Spence even sacrificed anything to give Terence Crawford, to satisfy Terence Crawford's demands in a negotiation. Like Terence Crawford said, I'm sure Errol Spence feels like he gave up too much, but Errol Spence was daring to be great. He respected Terence Crawford's skill set, and he obliged what Terence Crawford wanted to make this fight happen. And so here we are. So I don't think that Terence Crawford is in the business of pulling the rug from underneath the feet of Errol Spence. So if the fight got moved back, right, it would be due to Errol Spence being able to negotiate with Showtime, the network, not with Terence Crawford, because if they pushed it back to February or March, I don't think that Terence Crawford has a problem with allowing it to be pushed back. But Terence Crawford, being 36 years of age, needs this to be in a timely manner, because he has plans and goals to become an undisputed champion in 3 separate weight classes. Which means, and he already is on record stating that he wants to face off against the winner of the September 30th Las Vegas, Nevada T-Mobile Arena massive showdown between Jermell Charlo and Canelo Alvarez. He wants the winner. So it's not shocking, right, to see, Terence Crawford wanting to push this fight up as soon as possible. Point blank, period. So, looks like we could definitely gonna get it in December, January, unless they're able to negotiate with the networks to push it back. And Errol Spence, had some major adjustments to make. Major adjustments. So let's see. To be even competitive, he got to make some major adjustments. So let's see how it unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. So all I got for y'all. I'm going. Peace.